All right, it says we're live, and I have my dashboard on the wrong screen. So I'm going to move it over here so I can see you better. I like looking at you, and I like you looking at me, and I like us having this relationship where you're learning everything I've got so that when you're ready to make that move to the Stillwater and Stillwater, Oklahoma metro area, you know what you got to do. You got to give my team and I a call, shoot us a text, send us an email so we can help you with your farm and land purchase in the Stillwater, Oklahoma metro area. Now, today's video is all about things to know when you're buying a farm or ranch. Now, this isn't an all-inclusive list because an all-inclusive list would be the size of Google. But these are some main points, even contractual points that you need to be aware of. And the more you know up front, the easier it is on the backside when you're going over the contract. So that's what this video is all about, to teach you things that are super important to the point that they're on the contract about buying a farm and a ranch in Oklahoma. Let's get into it. First thing you need to know, minerals. Are they come with the property or not? If you live next to Daniel Plainview, there's probably not any minerals there. Did you guys get that? But in seriousness, if the seller's selling the property with minerals, it's probably twice the cost of the property. But if the seller's selling the property and they don't own the minerals, then it's probably at market cost. Minerals are still valuable. Doesn't matter what the crazy people in the government say right now. Minerals still matter. All right, so that's the first thing you need to be made aware of. Number two, right-of-ways. Look, if there's a landlocked 5 acres in the middle of the property and the seller that's selling you the land gave that landlocked 5 acres an easement on the west side boundary of the property, you need to know about that. It should be in title. If it's not in title and it's not a documented easement, get it documented, and then just plan on fencing it off. Like if they have a 12-foot easement on the west side of the property, just figure that 12 foot's gone. Fence it off. That way you don't have to worry about the person driving in your field or anything like that. If there's a thunderstorm, rainstorm, hailstorm, snowstorm, etc., etc., fence it off. Leave it there. It just is what it is. If you want that beautiful 160 acre section, southeast section. If you want that beautiful 160 acre piece of property in that section, okay, that's a quarter section. Can't believe I just had that brain fart. Block off the easement and don't worry about it. Okay, makes sense? You ain't got to put a gate up if you don't want to. It's their easement. Just fence it off so they don't drive on your field, right? Okay, perfect, guys. Number 3, improvements. Know what comes with the property. If you take that corral set or that, what is it called? Circle pin comes with the property, better put it in the contract. Because it could be considered personal property if it's not permanently affixed to the property. Get rid of all questions whatsoever. That's what you call my team and I to help you with when you're making your move to the Stillwater, Oklahoma metro area. We're going to write it all in because you're going to ask us to, because we're looking out for you because you hired us to help you buy some property. All right? Cool. Does that make sense on improvements? Same thing goes for accessories. Maybe there's some porta buildings or some mobile chicken coops or something like that. Those aren't improvements. Those are accessories. Write them in if you want to keep them. Windmills. Windmills is a big one. Okay, if you want that windmill to stay, just write it in. Make sure it stays. Okay? How do you deal with crops when you're buying a farm or ranch? The seller gets to harvest them. It's the seller's crop. Work it out. Okay, just assume, understand that that's more value. If you don't want that seller to come harvest that hay, come harvest that corn, come harvest that wheat, etc., you're going to have to pay for it. That stuff costs money. It's considered personal property. I think the word is chattel. Is that the word? Put it in the comments down below if you know what the word is. I believe it's called chattel. I believe that's what it's called. Title expenses when it comes to buying farms and ranches in Oklahoma, it's all negotiable. There's a little block on the contract. The seller pays this percentage of this. Buyer pays this percentage of that. It's a little block. If I was a good YouTuber, I'd already have it on the screen so I could share it with you. But just look down in the description below. I got a link to the contract so you can review it. And when you see that title expense block, that's what I'm talking about. All right? Survey cost. Very, very important when you're dealing with Oklahoma. Okay? You ask one surveyor one thing and another surveyor another thing, they might have a difference of opinion. It's one flat earth, right? How can they be different? Surveyors are different. They are. They absolutely are. If that fence has been there longer than 7 years and it's on your side of the property by about 3 feet, it probably ain't your property no more. But you need to know that, when, especially if you're buying 160 acres, 3 feet on a 1,250 foot run of land, or a 2,500 foot run of land, 4 feet in, that's a lot of square footage. There's 43,560 square feet in an acre. So if you just lost an acre or 2 or 3 or 7, and you were buying off acre price, $10K an acre, and you just lost 5 acres, that's 50 grand, right? Surveys are important. If the seller already has a survey and the property's already staked out, awesome. If not, when you're working with us, we want to find out if you want a full-blown survey or if the fence lines are good. If the fence lines are good, you don't care. 160 acres minus 5, you're still happy, no problem. But if you want a survey and you want to know if the fence is right or not, then we need to properly build the timeline in the contract, because the surveyors might be 8 weeks out. Unless you pay them an extra grand or something, then you bet you move up on that list real quick. Am I right? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Heck yeah, I'm right. Inspections on land. I've got a whole video on it. Comment down below you want a copy of the land inspection video, and it's not all inclusive. It's just a whole bunch of inspections you could do. It's not all inclusive, but you got to do your inspections. It's a buyer beware state. You're buying the land as is. Make sure that it's what you want. Make sure the farm and ranch, it's what you want. Absolutely. Okay. Make sure it's what you want. Inspections are important. And make sure that you have adequate time. If it's going to take you 30, 45 days to get all the inspections done because the surveyor's way out, we need to know all that up front when we're writing that contract. These are things that we'll talk about when we're helping you buy your farm or ranch in the Stillwater, Oklahoma metro area. Environmental inspections, level 1, level 2, level 3. 1,500, 5,000, 10,000. They're expensive. They could be more than that. But if you need an environmental inspection, if you're going to be harvesting something, if you're going to grow something that you need to know about the property, the farm or ranch in more detail than just, yep, there's some dirt. You need to be aware of that. You need to know those costs. You need to know the timelines on getting the inspector there, the timelines of the results and everything. It's all important. The real estate contract for farm and ranch has deadlines in it. We got to put the right amount of time in there. So you got to know up front what you want. It's a beautiful farm. It's a beautiful ranch. We're here to help you buy it. We just need to know what you want to do. You got to make that decision up front. The quicker you make that decision, when you find the right place, the quicker we can write that contract to meet all of your requirements as a buyer. The more informed you are and the more knowledge you have up front, the easier the whole process is. That's the whole point of this channel. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Don't hit the notification bell. Notifications are annoying as heck, but give it a thumbs up. Okay? Don't let the inspections kill the deal. If something crazy shows up, look, money pays for everything. Something crazy shows up, maybe we can negotiate a lower sales price. Maybe we can get the seller to fix whatever that is that showed up, okay? If the well needs treated, that's like $250, folks, at the time of this video, okay? At the time of this video, $250, get the well treated. Go get a retest. Bada bing, bada boom. You're good, right? Does that make sense? The fence is a foot over on your property from the neighbors. It's a foot. There isn't going to be much we can do about that. There isn't. Especially if it's been there longer than 7 years. Any good attorney will probably be able to keep that fence there. All right? Accept it. You're still getting 160 acres. We're talking about farms, ranches here. If you want to buy 40 acres, that's still a ton of land. It's a ton of land. All right? Does that make sense? Don't let the inspections kill the deal. Number 11, lender required repairs may auto-terminate the contract if a deal can't be worked out between the seller and you. So if you use a financing, the way the Real Estate Commission and the Oklahoma Bar Association built the contract is if there's a lender required repair that can't be worked out, then the deal's dead and the buyer gets the earnest money back. We got to negotiate that out. We got to iron it out. You don't want to lose your 160-acre farm or ranch over a paint job on a house that you're not even going to live in, do you? Do you? We could probably find handymen to go paint that house for $1,500, $2,500. Okay, boom, you still got your land. It's a small price to pay to get that big of a property. To get a farm or ranch, guys, $1,500, $2,500, nothing compared to all that land. Last thing I want to talk to you about is, hey, look, if God decides you're not supposed to get that barn and he hits it with the tornado, or he decides you're not supposed to get that crappy mobile home that's not even habitable, hits it with lightning and burns it down, that's casualty loss. You know, you can't hold the seller accountable for acts of God, and then we'll just have to adjust the contract. If that barn gets knocked down by a tornado or that trashy mobile home gets burned down by a lightning strike, we've just got to adjust the contract. The appraiser may or may not need to go back out there, may or may not need to be able to close on the loan, but we can work it out, okay? But you can't hold the other party accountable. You can't hold the seller accountable for God knocking down the barn with a tornado or burning up the mobile with a lightning strike. You can't. Sorry. God did it, not the seller. The seller just wanted to sell you the property. I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you some insight on buying farms or ranches in the Stillwater, Oklahoma metro area. Down in the description below, I've got links to the contract so you can take a look at it. Got links to the legal description, and I've got links to the removal of livestock addendum. That's important. That's important. It's so important. The Real Estate Commission and the Bar Association made an addendum just for it. Comes up a lot. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this channel, or if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so other people who are looking for farms or ranches in Stillwater, Oklahoma metro area know it's a good video to watch, and then consider subscribing to the channel. It's all about living in, cost of living, pros, cons, etc., everything Stillwater, Oklahoma. Don't forget, you got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, so that the team of agents that I work with at eXp Realty can help you with all your real estate needs in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Appreciate it so much, guys. Have a great year, and we'll probably get 2 more videos out before the end of the year if I get everything timed right. Have a good one.